Hello and welcome to this video, and I'll be telling you who I think will qualify from semi-final number 2.
A disclaimer. I hadn't addressed this before because I had hoped that the EBU would come to the correct decision by now, but since they have not, I do need to address it myself. Israel should not be allowed to participate at the Eurovision Song Contest 2024. If Russia hadn't been banned in 2022, maybe we'd be having a different conversation right now, and on a personal note, maybe Eurovision wouldn't have become such an important part of my life, but this is the reality that we are living in, so this is the conversation that we are having. Regardless of what you think of the current atrocities happening in Gaza, intentionally cutting off other people's access to food, water, and electricity is abhorrent, not to mention the act of killing. If you think governments and broadcasters should be considered as separate entities, consider the situation with Russia again. There is a video explaining why Israel shouldn't be allowed to participate linked in the description, and the creator also calls to action about what you can do yourself. Please watch that video and do something. Further resources are also listed as and when they become relevant. I'll stop talking about this when it stops being relevant.
I'm currently apparently 130 meters above Leipzig. You might be able to see over there the Völkerschlachtdenkmal. I figured this would be a pretty fun place to film this video. Naturally, as every year, and just with like semi-final 1, there will always be shock non-qualifiers, and I'm also currently going off of the information we have now, my expectations and the rumours about the staging. I'm also taking my bias out of it, hopefully, so these aren't my top 10 songs. Of the 16 competing, these are the ones that I think will qualify. In 16th spot, I do have Albania. I know it's been revamped. I personally prefer the revamp less to the original, but I also don't think the Festival English performance convinces me that it could qualify to Eurovision final. So unless the staging does get elevated, which I've not heard about, I don't think it's making it. In the 15th spot, I've got Czechia, also a revamp. I hope she improves her vocals, but I've not heard anything yet, so I have to assume they're the same as they were in December. And I do like the revamp. I think the spoken word a bit does help. It's still far from a definite qualifier for me. In the 14th spot, I've got San Marino. I really like it, but I think there'll be another rock song stealing its points. And San Marino is such a small country, they don't really get any loads of voting, so I see the chances very low. In 13th spot, I've got Malta. I think the performance will be cool to watch, but their song is made for the performance, which I think was the same case with Unicorn last year, but that was executed better, and I just personally don't see what could draw someone to vote for Malta when there's other options that will be kind of similar. In the 12th spot, I've got Latvia. Once again, really enjoy the song, but the staging in the national final wasn't great, and I think he needs to take some ideas from his music video, just like a lot of other people, in order to be able to qualify to the final. The voice is brilliant, and then if he does qualify, the juries will be giving him a lot of points in the final. Probably have a bit of an Alika moment. In 11th spot, this is the most difficult country to predict. I truly do not know how it will go, but because you can't vote against countries, I think it will have some points. I just don't know how many. I have got Israel. I think it's a pretty basic ballad, and some people might want to be giving empathy points, but the song itself is not strong enough for me at all. And yeah, she's a good singer, but we also haven't got any staging concepts, so based on what we've got right now, I don't think it will be qualifying. In the 10th spot, I've got Denmark. She's a great singer, the light show is good, the song is meh, but I think it will be qualifying because the light show and the singer are good, and I think that's just about enough in these 16 songs to qualify to the final. In the 9th spot, I've got Georgia, kind of similar to Denmark, but there will also be a bit more dancing involved, so I think that will give it some extra points over Denmark because she can sing. The performance will probably be good because she's got a pretty good music video, though Georgia hasn't been great at translating those, so maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. In the 8th spot, I've got Armenia. There will be a demand for the ethnic sound, and I think it's a pretty cool song. I'm hoping the fun of the music video can be translated as stage, but I'm finding it difficult to believe it will be one of the hard-hitting favourites unless it just really brings the party like Tretanul did in 2022. In 7th spot, I've got Estonia. I think this could be a shock non-qualifier if something goes wrong. As it is in the national final, Nestilal, I think it should be fine going through to the final. But if they make any kind of weird change, any weird decision, it could be a shock non-qualifier. However, I think it's so fun. It's more of a party song to me than Jaco is, but they're so far on a similar kind of party level. And I think it's just cool, their interactions with each other, the little dance, and how deep the one guy's voice is who looks like Vsauce. But yeah, I think it probably will qualify unless they make some really silly mistake. In the 6th place, I've got Austria. A little bit low maybe, considering how much of a fan favourite it is, but that's also why it's low. There's always a fan favourite that gets really overrated and qualifies. I don't think that will be the case here because Kalin is an Eurovision insider. She knows everything. She's been a standard multiple times. She's think it'll be much of an issue really for her to qualify, but I don't know what she can do in the final. Her qualification shouldn't really be an issue, unless once again silly decisions are made. Weird lighting, bad costumes, whatever, could make people not want to go vote for it and shock non-qualify. But I reckon it probably will because her experience at Eurovision and because so many people do love the song. I apologise if the angle's moved. I've had to wait for people, which is understandable. They also want to use the space. In the 5th spot I've got Norway. There was a point where I thought they might win, but I don't think that's going to happen anymore. However, she's such a good singer and the band is so enthralling. The nature things sprinkled in between the shots of them, it all just makes for a really effective performance, and if it stays similar enough for Eurovision, I think it's definitely qualifying, even though I've only put it 5th, just in case the Norwegian puts people off, whatever, but I don't think it will do that. In the 4th spot I've got Greece. I think this is another one of those fan favourites that really could do really well, but I didn't get it on my first listen, and it could be the case for other people as well, so that's where I'm a little bit iffy about it. But the rumour about the whole performance being shot in one camera without using any camera cuts, that sounds exciting. I'm very excited to see what that will look like. I'm starting to get the song now, but it hasn't fully clicked yet, so people listening to it for the first time on the night might not get it either. In the 3rd spot I've got Belgium, my personal favourite. I think it will definitely be a performance to remember. Musti is a great singer with good emotions and whatever, so I think it will all work out. I'm not 1000% confident because we've not seen any live performances yet, just the music video of Before the Party's Over. I think it's so cool to have the fans singing in the choir in the background. That's just an amazing idea. I think there's a small chance he could win, but he probably won't. In the 2nd spot I've got Nemo with The Code. I think they've got a chance to win the whole thing, but there's a song that I'm thinking is a more obvious semi-final 2 winner. The song's just got a lot of different parts and it will draw a lot of people in. I imagine Nemo's a pretty charismatic performer. They keep posting clips of themselves singing parts of the song just to the phone without any extra editing, it seems like, so I know that they can sing it live and they've got great visual ideas, so I reckon the staging will be pretty good as well. So I'm really not worried about The Code qualifying for the final. And to me, the winner of semi-final 2 will almost certainly be Europapa by Joost Klein. I don't see a world in which that doesn't happen unless someone else really amps up their staging, but the song is just already getting so much hype. It's the most watched YouTube video. It's got the 2nd highest number of streams behind La Noia, but that is a head start, and it's from Sanremo, which all of the songs get massive streaming numbers anyway, whereas this is just Joost Klein at Eurovision. The hype surrounding him being announced for Eurovision and before that his campaign to go to Eurovision, it's just everything is building up to this. I reckon he will at least be the semi-final winner, if not the entire winner. It's a very open year. Joost Klein could win, Nemo could win, Musti could win, Aliona and Jerry Hall could win. There's probably loads more that I'm forgetting right now, but I reckon Joost will probably win semi-final number 2, and I will be absolutely shocked if it doesn't qualify to the final. That would be ridiculous. That's who I think will be qualifying from semi-final number 2. Once again, I'm not very confident. This is just based on current information. I reckon this will happen. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. I really do hope that you enjoyed it, that got something out of it. I'll see you in the next one, that shows up on your feed. Bye!